Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Danny Jess and welcome back to Spooktober day 24th, I think, right? So yeah, um, there's only 8 days left basically in October, and I'm kind of aware that you know this video is made in September basically. Like I have always said that I kind of want to make this discussion like ahead of time, right? Because I do this every day, and I kind of want to make sure that I did not I do not uh miss any day basically, right? So to do that I kind of have to make myself like to guarantee myself that I will not miss any day, right? Therefore, all videos that is in this podcast, I would say, it has been prepared since like at least 45 days ago, right? Like at least 1.5 month basically. However, like I said again, there will be like some certain instances where I fill some blanks in the schedule of my this entire series, and then I will come back later in the future and fill that gap, right? Like I have always did. Um, like several times now. Like I think like five, at least 5 episodes I actually do that in recent. By that I mean like just under 10 days basically. Like as you can see that the video is actually like still fresh, right, compared to the other ones. So yeah, I also believe for that, I believe that um you know there may or may not have been a lot of stuff in this October that already become trending or something, right? That I may or may not cover, right? Because it already happened, right? All these videos already got recorded and just got waiting for release time, right? So like therefore, if there is actually any spooky thing that actually happened or trending in October, I will not be able to cover it. Maybe I will cover it still, like outside October, right? Maybe again next month or even in December, right? But then again, December, I don't really have any plans for December, but it will be everything revolving around winter, like winter time, Christmas time, and then towards New Year's as well, right? Because it's kind of crazy that at the point where this video got released, like 2022 is only like 2 months away, right? Like after that we'll be in the entirely new year, which is 2023, and I have high hopes again, with some expectation also. Along with that, I also kind of prepared some stuff that I want to do as well, right? So yeah, other than that, I don't think there's anything else that I want to say. I just want to, I really like doing this kind of stuff, like discussing something new every day. Like, like it's been basically 100 and I don't know at this point 50, I guess, or 140 something, I guess, episodes into 1 year 365, and we're almost close to halfway, right? Only like I don't know, like 30 something more days, right? Like less than 1.5 month basically we'll be at um halfway done with this entire thing, right? And then so far I have gained a lot of stuff as well. Like I really learned something new every day. Like also I share a lot of my thoughts as well, right? And I really enjoy that, honestly. Share with people. Like some videos actually got a lot of views as well. Like I talk about how Earth can be flat, right? According to certain POV or point of view, and somehow that is like the most views of the entire videos, I guess. Maybe I kinda like put some clickbaits in the title as well, probably because I thought that maybe people really believe that I actually believe that Earth is flat. I mean, I do, with that explanation, I actually do believe, because, in short, humans are too small, right? And Earth is too big, therefore Earth is flat, and that's about it. And I compared that in engineering, where we actually talk about, like incremental difference, right? Any shapes that are circular, at the end of the day, it will get presumed as a flat surface, like a plate basically. So there's that as well. Anything that has curvature, because we want to measure things at the smallest scale, right? At the most, most at the smallest scale, basically. We want to make that into details, right? Therefore, we make things very small. Therefore, all these curvatures are not seen, basically. But yeah, I already went off tangent from our actual discussion today. Today we'll actually talk about fog spirit. So I kind of question myself, right? I already did Spooktober day until like day 23rd, and I haven't really talked about Asian folklore, right? Like things that like ghost, I would say, like quote unquote ghost, that are familiar or famous in Asia, right? So what thing that I want to share then, like do I want to share some ghost or urban mythology stuff from my country? But then again, that will not really represent Asian, right? Because it's just my country. So, what story that is actually quite familiar that most people actually know about, right? And then I thought about, oh, what about this thing, the fox spirit thing? It is actually known as nine-tailed fox as well, if I remember correctly. At least from games, right? Like if you play lots of games or gacha games or like MMORPG or something like that, there will be like characters that are called nine-tailed fox, right? Also like if you know about Naruto as well, it is like basically nine-tailed fox, right? So it's kind of, I think everyone can relate to this, right? Or know this for a bit, right? So yeah, there you go. That's why I pick fox spirit. There's still like 7 more days, well 6 more days I guess, because we will talk about Halloween. 6 more days I guess, like 6 vacant days. Therefore, maybe we want to talk more about Asian folklore as well, maybe from my country. Who knows, right? At this point, because we only have 6 episodes left, basically. So yeah, Fox Spirit. What is Fox Spirit? The Fox Spirit is a mythical fox entity originating from Chinese mythology that is a common motif in East Asian mythology. In Chinese mythology and folklore, the fox spirit takes variant forms with different meanings, powers, characteristics, and shapes, including fox spirit, um, immortal, fox god, mythology, fox saint, and then fox king or fox queen, and fox demon and nine-tailed fox. There you go. This one, nine-tailed fox. So yeah, what about it? And this is the illustration of that, right? Again, like if you played a lot of games, you'll probably already familiar with these creatures, right? It's basically a fox that has 9 tails somehow, right? Why nine? I'm not entirely sure, but if we see the number nine, I guess it can probably be associated with cats, because cats have, like quote unquote have, right? Like to be believed to have 9 lives, right? Maybe this is, like there's connection between that. I'm not entirely sure. Okay, and this one as well, the illustration as well, right? At first, you might think that, oh, it's actually a very cute fox, like I want to pet it, like I want to have it. Well, you know, sadly, I have to tell you, you don't want. Um, Believe it or not, I actually kind of know a little bit of the story of this. Actually, I will probably explain this first and see if this is actually true or not, right? Firstly, I know this from SCP. Basically, there is an SCP that is called Nine-tailed Fox, I think, or like fox basically. Um, Basically, this fox is not really fox. This is actually a demon, I think, or spirits, I guess, that can shape shift, like basically can transform from animal form into human form, right? Which is in this case fox into human, right? And although these creatures can be beautiful or handsome or like cute or something like that, this creature is actually very hostile, very violent, it's very hostile basically towards human. It will actually kill human fiercely, without any hesitant. And I think as well, like the scariest fact about this is that this fox actually eats human, after they play with human, play with people. um, and then they kill them in the most sadistic way, right? And then they also eat them apparently, like sometimes they also like hurt people or like do violent to people, but they are not dead yet. And these fox begin to consume them, right? Like eat their hands or basically eat their flesh, right? And it's actually very creepy and scary or terrifying. So yeah, there you go. Like again, in games, you might probably see this creature as a cute looking monsters or something like that, right? Or character. However, behind the true story of this creature, it is actually very terrifying or frightening, I would say. So yeah, that's about the fox spirit that I know. Let's actually take a look here. See if this actually is the right thing, right? So yeah, in Chinese and East Asian folklore, foxes are depicted as a spirit possessed of magic powers. Um, Spirit possessed of magic power. Okay, so I was right then. It was actually a spirit, right? Or demon, I would say. It can, it has magic powers basically. These foxes are often depicted as mischievous, usually tricking other people with the ability to disguise themselves as a beautiful woman. Okay, there you go again. I was right again, right? It can transform its appearance, right? The spirit from the fox form into like human form basically, right? In this case, beautiful woman. Although I think it can also be like a man as well, but I'm not certain, right? But I think it can go both genders, essentially. The fox spirit is an especially prolific shapeshifter, known variously as the fox spirit, nine-tailed fox in China, kitsune fox in Japan. Okay, so apparently in Japan also there is this belief, probably. Kumiho or nine-tailed fox in Korea. Okay, Korea, South Korea, I believe, or even North Korea. I'm not entirely sure. And the Holy Tint or Fox Spirit, Fox Goblin, Nine-tailed Fox in Vietnam. Okay, so there are multiple countries that are believing into these creatures, right? Which is China, Japan, Korea, and Vietnam. So I guess that makes sense because there are many countries that have this mythology, right? Therefore, it just makes sense if game developers insert these creatures into their games, right? And then it just got globally recognized, right? Yeah, I guess if you're American or something like that, you probably I would certain 90% certain that you already know about this, right? Or even if you are from Europe as well, because it's actually quite famous, the story as well, right? About the fox that can transform into a woman basically and do horrible stuff, right? Although the specifics of the tales vary, these fox spirits can usually shapeshift, often taking the form of beautiful young women who attempt to seduce men, whether for mere mischief or to consume their bodies or spirits. Yeah, okay, this is like probably the extreme case, right? Which I said earlier as well. Kill them and eat their bodies, right? Or spirits in this case. And yeah, like why women? Well, because obviously it is to seduce men, right? And why men? I'm not entirely sure, but this can also work the other way around as well, right? Taking form into like men that try to seduce women as well, right? Um, but although that's kind of unlikely, right? Because like this is 2022. Uh, is if you are a random man try to harass women or seduce women, you're probably got in trouble already, right? So yeah, there you go. I guess that is what it is right now, right? So yeah, it's also can also be for mere mischief, right? Like like I don't like doing prank, I guess. Like they transform into women, and then surprise, I'm not actually a beautiful woman, I'm actually a serial killer. And this man got terrified and ran away probably also, right? I mean, this kind of fox, like, I don't think spirits actually eat a lot of food, right? Like actual physical food, right? Maybe spirits, but um I don't know, but I don't think they really eat food, right? So like maybe at times they are full already. Like when they are not feeling hungry, then they just do it for mischief, right? Or for pranks, basically. Origins: fox spirits and nine-tailed fox appear frequently in Chinese folklore, literature, and mythology, in which, depending on the tale, can be a good or bad omen. The motif of nine-tailed fox from Chinese culture were eventually transmitted and introduced to the Japanese and Korean cultures. Okay, so it originated from Chinese and then it got transmitted. Like basically, maybe people talk about this, right? When they are traveling, probably back then, into Japanese and Korean cultures as well, and they adopted this, right? Okay, this is another painting, I guess, or art. I mean, like, but for real, although despite of the bad things that they do, they're still actually, I would say, a cute creatures. I would say like interesting creatures, right? They are fox, like like mythical beast, basically, right? Like yeah, like mythical creatures, right? That you want to respect, right? I guess there's that. Like if you think about unicorn, right? It's a horse that has horn that it can also fly, right? Like I don't know, Pegasus or something like that. But yeah, unicorn, right? It can also transform into human, right? I guess this is kind of that as well. It's there to be respected, right? It's a majestic creature, basically. Um, the earliest mention of nine-tailed fox is the San Haijing, classic of mountains and seas, compiled from the Warring States period to the Western Han. Okay, before century. Okay, so even like basically 2000 years ago, right? The work states the land of Kinkyu lies north of Tianwu. The foxes there have four legs and nine tails. According to another version, it is located north of Sunrise Valley. Okay, there you go. That's the location. In chapter 14, commented that nine-tailed fox was an auspicious omen that appeared during times of peace. However, in chapter 1, another aspect of nine-tailed fox is described. 300 li farther east is Kinkyu Mountain, where much jade can be found on its south slope and green cinnabar on its north. There is a beast here whose form resembles a fox with nine tails. It makes a sound like a baby and is a man-eater. Whoever eats it will be protected against insect poison. Okay, so whoever eats it, right? I guess this creature kinda get hunted as well, despite of being a man eater, right? Or, um, like people killer, basically, right? Um, yeah, like whoever eats it will be protected against that, I guess. In the Tang Dynasty story, foxes could become humans by wearing a skull and worshipping the Big Dipper. They would try multiple skulls till they found one that fit without falling off. Oh, that's actually very terrifying, I guess. During the Han Dynasty, the development of ideas about interspecies transformation had taken place in Chinese culture. Oh, it's already there, I guess. The idea that non human creatures with advancing age could assume human form is presented in works such as Lun Heng by Wang Chong. As these traditions developed, the fox capacity for transformation was shaped. Okay, it is written foxes and T-holes or dolls both can be 800 years of age, and when they are 500 years old, they become enlightened and are able to take up human form. Oh, I see. So they can live very long time, right? And I guess when they are mature, they can start actually transform into human form. Okay, interesting. On the eve of invasion, Fox went to the throne. Okay, this resulted in Huizong ordering the destruction of all Fox temples in Kaifeng. The city was invaded the next day, and the dynasty fell after 5 months. Okay, so there's like political issues, I guess. In one ancient myth, encountered a white nine-tailed fox, which he interpreted as an auspicious sign that he would marry Nu Jiao. Okay, in Han iconography, the nine-tailed fox is sometimes depicted at Mount Kunlun, and along with Si Wang Mu in her role as the goddess of immortality. I guess because of its long life, right? Like 800 years. According to the first century debates in the White Tiger Hall, the fox's nine tails symbolize abandoned progeny. What's progeny means? Okay, so that's why I guess that's the reason why it's nine tails because it has a symbol, right? I mean, it has meaning. It symbolizes for this abundant progeny. I guess like long life, I would say, or yeah. Describing the transformation and other features, made the following comment: when a fox is 50 years old, it can transform itself into a woman. When 100 years old, it becomes a beautiful female. Um, Okay, so there is actually a layer of transformation here. It's just a woman, right? Any sort of regular woman, and then 100 years, a beautiful female, or a spirit medium, or an adult male who has sexual intercourse with women. Oh, there you go. So it can also, like it can go both gender basically, right? Either female or male, right? Such beings are able to know things at more than 1,000 miles distance. They can poison men by sorcery or possess and bewilder them so that they lose their memory and knowledge. And when a fox is 1,000 years old, it ascends to heaven and becomes a celestial fox. Oh yeah, I guess this is like the end form. I guess becomes a celestial fox, or like I guess like a holy fox or something like that. But yeah. Um, Okay, this one as well made a connection between nine-tailed fox and the divine. Among the arts of the way, there is a specific doctrine of the celestial fox. It says that the celestial fox has nine tails and a golden color, okay? It serves in the palace of the sun and moon and has its own fu or talisman and a jiao ritual. It can transcend yin and yang. Oh, okay, so yin and yang is good and bad, right? Good and evil basically, so it can transcend that. I guess yeah, become a holy spirit, right? Or holy creatures, I think. um, Popular fox worship during Tang Dynasty has been mentioned in a text entitled Hushan or Fox Gods. Since the beginning of the Tang, many commoners have worshipped fox spirits. They make offerings in their bed chambers to beg for their favor. The foxes share people's food and drink. They do not serve a single master. At the time, there was a figure of speech saying, "Where there is no fox demon, no village can be established." Um, where there is no fox demon, no village can be. Oh, okay. So basically, they then worship this, right? Because they need the fox's help, I guess, to build society. It says here, right? Um, so yeah, there you go. I guess like no village can be established, right? I guess at that time, all these villagers, I would say, or citizen, building this village with the belief of the fox, right? So they pray for it, pray for like worship it, give it offering or something like that, right? And therefore they believe that that's why the village is established in the first place, right? And like maybe like gain safety as well. Literature. Okay, so this is the list of things that mention that, I guess. In popular culture, okay, film, TV series. Okay, so this is basically yes, this I also want to mention this as well, but I guess this one Pokemon, because in Pokemon there is the Pokemon called Vulpix, right? Wait, is it Vulpix or uh yeah, right. Into that can transform into nine tails, right? Upon evolution, right? It's depicted as a fire fox, I guess, with nine tails, basically. The Legend of Neza, okay, and Painted Skin. Oh, okay. The Legend of the Hero, Chinese Fairy Tale. Okay. Um. Okay. Once Upon a Time. Okay. Um. And yeah, there's just a lot of these movies that revolves around the character, like the character Nine-Tailed Fox, basically, right? uh, Nine-Tailed Fox mythical creatures featured in the 2021 film Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. I actually didn't realize that. I might have to take a look back, I guess, to this movie. I kind of don't remember where it shows the nine-tailed fox, but I guess there you go. Mythical creatures. I think it was in the realm of Talo or something like that, right? Okay, and yeah, I guess there's that, right? There's also this other stuff, I guess, which is um, I guess another version of this in yeah, we see Kitsune, right, which is in Japan, and then Kumiho is in Korean, and then QB as well is I think from Japan as well, right? But I'm not entirely sure. So yeah, there you go. This is the reference, and yeah, that's about it, I guess, about the fox spirit. Um, Again, nine-tailed fox, right? You probably like, again, like you heard the name or the phrase nine-tailed fox, you probably already know where it comes from, right? I mean, like what it's about, right? So there you go. There's actually a terrifying, I guess, story behind that. But then again, also there is like, apparently because of that, I guess people start worshiping this creature, right? Because as these fox ages, they become more defined, right? More holy, basically. Therefore, these people consider this creature to be like like a divine creature, right? So yeah, that's why they worship them. And yeah, I guess that's about it about this discussion about fox spirit. I actually enjoy this story a lot. Again, like there is a horrifying like history behind that, right? And then people use this as like use ask for help to this as well, like I said already, right? But yeah, if you guys enjoy it, I will see you again tomorrow with another discussion in the 25th episode of, I guess, in the 25th day of Spooktober. And yeah, until then, thank you guys so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy. I will see you again very soon, and see ya.